So we have yet another attack on Jewish people in America by yet another quote unquote free Palestine protester. And this time the guy was here illegally. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, carried out by an illegal alien from Egypt. Now, this man injured 8 people, ranging from early 20s to late 80s. One of the victims was a Holocaust survivor. Now, thank God, none of them have passed away. I think one is in critical condition, but nobody has passed away. Thank God. Now, what this guy did was firebomb them, hit them with Molotov cocktails. Now, see, this right here is part of the reason why I and many others say that the free Palestine, Gaza people, if you're here illegally, if you're here on a visa, if you're not a citizen and you do stuff like that, you got to get up out of here. As soon as you go to a college campus or anywhere starting to get into that type of activity, you got to go. Why would anyone import people to cause civil unrest? Because that's what's happening. We saw the attack over in DC caused by another one of these people, the guy from Chicago. We've seen so much of this stuff. It's pretty obvious what's going on. There is an attempt to undermine the security of this nation from outside of this nation. That's just my humble opinion. But before we go any further, let's check out this clip here. This is the guy in question out there in Boulder, Colorado. You can see you got his shirt off, acting a fool. Let's hear what he's saying. Then we're going to get to a few clips and news and the left responding to this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We're here, brother. We're here. We can't do nothing about that. We can't do nothing.
We can!
Not here.
You have to end Zionist!
Not here, bro.
You're not!
People taking video right now.
You have to end Zionist!
And as you can see, people are being treated right near him. This is right after he did what he did. So you'll see news people say that he was a suspect or is a suspect, but they caught him red-handed.
He was wearing an orange suit with like something on his mask.
Spraying alcohol.
Spraying alcohol, but what he did was he made it look like he was here.
He's making Molotov cocktails.
So I guess he has alcohol in his hand and maybe he's lighting the alcohol up.
And for us,
Well, we can't do it when he's got Molotov cocktails in
if
his
you are fighting, you have to
That's what he's got right here is Molotov cocktails. Alcohol.
They are killers!
Get back, Mom. Just stay away. Just stay away. He's right there. He's throwing Molotov cocktails.
Man, look, you know what? See, at a time like this, I think we all know what needs to happen. I think we all know what people need in a situation. This guy's throwing Molotov cocktails, and that's all he has. A great equalizer would be the Second Amendment, okay? Your firearm, that'd be a great equalizer. Rather than this guy throwing Molotov cocktails on 88-year-old Holocaust survivors, how about somebody just go ahead and put it into all the madness and be done with it?
Right there.
Okay, so they got him. Now, I don't want to play too much more because I don't want to show anybody hurt or burned up because you can see someone's being tended to right there. What I do want to show you is Jamie Raskin, Captain Hairplugs himself, talk about gun control at a time like this. All right, let's go ahead and throw that on the screen.
Across the country, we are still in the midst of a gun violence epidemic. So we need to be acting with due concern for human life. I mean, this is why, of course, we have been fighting for a universal violent criminal background check. We are for...
Bro, okay, hold on. This guy's here illegally, not a citizen, here illegally. So already you shouldn't be able to purchase a weapon. But he did not have a gun. There was no firearm. This guy was throwing Molotov cocktails. He had a spray bottle with alcohol in it and a lighter, essentially, from what I was able to see right there. So what kind of gun control are you going to come up with that's going to stop that? You go to Ace Hardware, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, Target, anywhere and get what he had.
A ban on military-style assault weapons in the country. Our lax gun laws are a danger to everybody in America, and that's something that we can act with some legislative determination to turn around. But people have got to lead their lives, and people need to act with courage, but it is the responsibility of government to try to keep everybody safe from random arbitrary violence and bigotry and hate-motivated crimes across.
Well, look, Captain Hairplugs, Mr. Hairplugs, if I can call you that, if someone had a gun in this situation, maybe you wouldn't have had 8 people to get firebombed in the name of hate. Maybe after the first firebombing, someone pulls their legally owned firearm, double tap, double click, and it's over with. It's very simple. But of course, Captain Hairplugs, Mr. Hairplugs, would take this moment to try and push for a thing that's totally unrelated. All right. What they say, never let a good tragedy go to waste, clearly. Now, let's get to a news clip here. Of course, again, everything will be in the box. Let's go ahead and roll it.
And we're also following more breaking news this morning. An investigation continues into a violent attack at a pro-Israel event in Boulder, Colorado.
A suspect is in custody after injuring several people at a peace march. Here's ABC's Nicole D'Antonio with the latest.
This morning, multiple people are hospitalized with burns after an attack in Boulder, Colorado.
There's multiple mixed reports about if people are on fire now. We're getting lots of 911 calls.
Police say a suspect used a makeshift flamethrower to spray flames into a crowd at a pro-Israel event while shouting "Free Palestine." The event, a walk to raise awareness about Israeli hostages held by Hamas since the October 7th attacks.
It's very scary and it's a huge shock. It's a big thing that, sadly we've experienced before, but it's really scary and it's really upsetting that it's happening in Boulder.
The victims were all taken to the hospital, including one person with serious injuries.
But I saw fire, I saw people falling and screaming and crying and tripping.
Authorities identified the suspect as 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Solomon. The Boulder County DA said,
Mohammed, you can't make this stuff up. Illegally attacking Jews, radical Muslim. Everything is right here. Everything is in this case, unfortunately. And again, thankfully, none of the injured have died. Hopefully, they all make a full recovery and they get well soon.
Says decisions about what charges to file and in which courts will be made in the coming days. The incident is what federal law enforcement officials are calling a targeted terror attack.
Sadly, attacks like this are becoming too common across the country.
This latest attack comes at a time of heightened violence, including high-profile incidents against the Jewish community. Last month, 2 Israeli embassy staffers were shot and killed while leaving an event at a Jewish museum in Washington, D.C. And in Pennsylvania, a man was arrested after allegedly throwing bottles full of gasoline into the home of Governor Josh Shapiro on the first night of Passover.
Oh, my God. I've not seen the damage from Josh Shapiro's house. Now, I remember there was a fire. They said it was a fire. They were trying to downplay it. I've not seen the pictures until right now. This is, again, the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro's house, after it was firebombed. And remember, Kamala should have picked him to be a running mate in 2024. The reason why she didn't is because he's Jewish, and there's a big problem, obviously, with anti-Semitism on the left. Clearly.
New data shows more than 9,300 anti-Semitic incidents across the U.S. last year, marking an 893% increase in anti-Semitism over the past 10 years. Boulder's Jewish community put out a joint statement saying in part, quote, "Our hearts go out to those who witnessed this horrible attack and prayers for a speedy recovery to those who were injured."
Wow, that's something, man. So again, thankfully, thank God, nobody has died. Nobody passed away from this incident, but we got some people that are seriously injured. 88-year-old Holocaust survivor being one of those who were injured. Now, as I close, I want to say this. We got to stop allowing people to come into our country just willy-nilly. Okay, you're here illegally, you got to go. So when I'm seeing some of these roundups, some of these raids of ICE, I have zero sympathy, none whatsoever. And the worst thing they try to do was push this guy, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, on us. Oh, he's a Maryland dad. He has a wife. You mean the wife he beats up? Okay, he Maryland dad. Well, why is he not here legally? How are you going to claim that you are here and you have a right to be here, but you're not a citizen? At best, you're a guest. At worst, you're an invader. And I think we know which category these terrorists fall under. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this whole situation in Boulder, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Josh Shapiro's house? I mean, the list goes on. A lot of these anti-Semitic attacks perpetuated by college campuses. Some of your political people, Ilhan Omar, some people did some things. This is not okay. And I wouldn't care if it was against Jews, blacks, whites, whatever ethnicity, religion, color, it doesn't matter. You got targeted attacks against people. They got to be held accountable. And if they're here illegally, good grief, can we please get them out the country? Can we please get the illegal aliens out of the country before they commit terror attacks? I know that might be a novel idea to some, but I think it just makes common sense. Although common sense ain't too common anymore. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.